Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel RPA with Sagar. Today we will going to learn how we can install and set up Attended configuration on Studio and how we can also set up unattended configuration in Studio. So before proceeding with today's session, I hope you already having the MSI file which we can download from Orchestrator. If you don't know how to do it, so I have already created one video. Please visit that particular video and download the latest version or the required version which you want for. So once you have downloaded the uh, studio MSI file, so here I will show you uh, I have the MSI file which I want. So once you have downloaded the particular MSI file, so what you can do, so you can confirm the if this is the required version which you are looking for. So you can go to properties for this particular MSI file. Then you can come to details, and here in this comments you can see the particular UiPath version. If you are looking for this particular version only to install, so here we are good to go. So what you have to do, we have to double click on this and it will get installed. So now here, once the window will open over here, we will get two options to proceed with. One will be the quick option, which will be for community user, and the second option will be for custom. It is required for advanced user or enterprise user. So we will go with the advanced option only, so that we can configure as per our requirement which one we want to go with. But if you are a community user, if you have installed community version, then you can go with this particular version and it will download only your attended version. So now we will proceed with custom. We will click on accept term and condition. Then we will go with the configure. So once you come to this particular page, you can find two options over here again. So one is for install for me only. So if you have multiple user into your system or in your VM, so you can if you want to install for the current user for which you are looking for, that also you can do. Or if you want to install for all the user whichever you have in your system, so you can go with that. So I will prefer for install for all users, so that whatever the user will open into your VM or system, so they can see UiPath for all the users. So we'll go with this. Next, we will click on choose package. So now here we will find three options to proceed with. So first option we have automation developer. So automation developer is for if you are a developer and as well as you want to run your a bot as well, so that time you can go with the automation developer. If you are just a user who is having already bot and wants to just proceed with the bot run, so that time you can go with attended robot. And if you want to configure unattended robot, I will come to this particular part how we can set up unattended robot configuration. So by this unattended robot, you will be activated the Windows services and we can proceed with. I will come more on this particular part after completing this automation developer. So as we want to install UiPath Studio along with the other robot services, so we will go with this automation developer. Now here we have this advanced setting. We'll click on that. So here once you will come here, give you the option where you want to install the particular studio. So here we can see the default location already it will be there. But if you want to provide some other location, that also we can provide as per our requirement. Now here the option will be coming automatically start assistant with Windows. So it this option says once you opening your Windows, so whether you want the assistant to be opened at the beginning only. Now in extensions, if you go, yeah, you will find the available options as per requirement. So if you want any additional option to be selected, so that also you can select, and there will be some predefined options already selected. So for Chrome and for your Studio X, all these things it will be already selected. But if you want to install some extra things, suppose for your Firefox automation or anything, so that also we can do here. Now on the security things, we do not need to do anything. We have to just click on install. Now it will install the particular attended version of the studio. Once it is installed, then you can do sign in. So let the particular studio install. Once it is installing, it might come this particular pop-up for closing the Chrome applications. So you can click on yes button. Now it will do the rest of the installation part as is. So once it is done the installation, it will show you this kind of window over here where it will be having launch UiPath Studio. So once we can click this particular launch UiPath Studio, it will open UiPath Studio into your screen. So I will prefer to close the this particular window from here, and will search for UiPath Assistant. So from where I can connect the studio as per my license or the particular user account. So once you will open UiPath Assistant, so the screen will look like this. So you can increase the this particular window. Now you can, if you see here, we have option called sign in. So we can directly do the click over here and do sign in. But I will go to preference to see more options over there. Now we'll go to preference option again. Now we'll go to orchestrator settings. Now, if you come here, just see on the right side, you will going to see connection type. We have service URL and we have sign in option. So what is the connection type? So connection type is nothing but the particular connection method, you can say, through which you want to connect to your orchestrator in your assistant or in your studio. So there we have three options available on this connection type. So for attended robot, we usually prefer sign in service URL, which it will directly redirect to your particular cloud UiPath.com, and you can do sign in, and that particular same user account it will take into your assistant or studio, and you can work upon the particular user account. Now coming to client ID. So for client ID, we need some machine template to be created on Orchestrator, and that same machine template we can use over here. And machine key also same. It will just give you some machine key address, and that you can configure over here. We'll come to this particular part while creating the unattended robot. But for attended robot or automation developer license, we can go with the service URL as well. So once you are clicking this same, now you will find service URL. You can give the default URL, or if you have your organization any of the particular URL, that also you can provide here. Now you will click on sign in. So once you do sign in, it will come this particular page, and here you can mark on this particular box. And once it is done, you can click on open UiPath, so that this particular pop-up will not come again and again once you are doing the sign in again. So once you do open UiPath, it will show you here the sign in option, and the status will show you connected. So if you are getting the connected option, then it means you have already connected with the orchestrator. So you are good to go with the UiPath Studio for your development. Now, the question comes, sometimes showing, it could show you unlicensed, or the license is not activated, or other kind of status. So what you have to do on those particular cases? So the particular case could come if you don't have attended license over in your studio or orchestrator. So you have to allocate one attended license to your orchestrator. So that particular on your pro trial version, you will get two attended license. So that particular license you can use for your development purpose and as well as for your robot run purpose for the attended user. Now, if we will open UiPath Studio, I will open UiPath Studio. So if we will open UiPath Studio now, we will see the particular first option over here. In this way, we can click on this don't show again option so that this particular pop-up will not come again once we are opening up UiPath Studio, and we can close this. Here we have opened UiPath Studio and we have logged into the user account. If we are clicking on the user account, so we can see our the user account, it's available, and here we have the sign out option. So we'll not do sign out, and we can create any of the project and we can good to go. Now the question comes, if we are already in attended user account and we want to switch to unattended robot account, how we can do that in the same same VM. So without installing the UiPath, we can also do the license switch. So how we can do that? So all you have to do for that, you have to go to Windows search. You have to search for control panel. So once you will click on control panel, you will get this particular window. So if you are in Windows 10 version, the screens will show you something different. But as I am in Windows 11, so it is showing you this particular screen. But the options will be almost similar. So now here you will going to see one programs option or uninstall a program option. So it will come to your Windows 10 version as well. So now what you have to do, you have to click on this uninstall a program option. So now once you are clicking on this uninstall a program, you will going to see the multiple programs for your VM, whatever you have installed. Now what you have to do, you have to look for UiPath Studio. Now you will going to see here I have UiPath Studio for my system. So what you have to do, you have to select the particular UiPath Studio first of all, and you have to right click, or you can also find on the top you have two options, uninstall or change. So from any of the option you can just click on change. Don't click uninstall, you have to click change. Now once you are clicking on this change button, so it might take some time as per your VM respond or VM performance. So one or the services is open, so it will show you like this particular window. Now coming to what the thing you have to do. Now, if you see here, we have several options to choose. So by default, the UiPath Studio will be selected in your tools section. So it is already installed and it is already selected. So now what you have to do apart from this? So if you see on the very second option, register UiPath robot as Windows service. So let me tell you what is the this option. So for unattended robot to run in your VM or in your system, we the particular orchestrator need session zero access. So we have two sessions. One is session zero, which will be your Windows session, and one is user session, which is in session one. So attended user always takes session one, and Windows session always take session zero. So now what to choose, what time? So if you are in attended mode or user session, so this one it will be unchecked. So that means you don't need Windows services to be enabled, and you can proceed with the user session mode, which will be your attended user. But if you want to run the bot in unattended, so you need to be enable Windows session mode or the session zero. so that your VM can, your robot can log in your user account, and then bot will automatically trigger in your system. So what we will going to do, we will enable this option. Now what we can do, we can click on change. So if you are already installed UiPath in attended user, so you can choose this particular option and you can change the unattended studio version. So we'll wait for some time to install this particular configurations, and we will going to see the unattended infrastructure. So for doing this, if you need any permissions to be enabled, so you have to enable that particular permission, and it will be started the installation progress. So as per your VM strength and your VM performance, it will going to take that much of time. So for mine case, it is already installed. So if you see here, now it is showing again launch UiPath Studio option. So we can close it from here. Now, what we will going to do? Again, we will going to UiPath Assistant. So we'll wait for UiPath Assistant to be opened. So once it is opened, so we will click here on this exit. So now what we will going to do? We'll go to preference. So in this orchestrator setting, we will come. Now here is the one moment you can see. So on this connection type, we can see now client ID or service key, machine key. So now we can see service URL option, the connection type, it's not available. Now why it happened? Now the point here is, if we are connecting with service URL, so that means you are connected through attended mode. So if it is showing so, that means you are in attended mode. But in unattended mode, always your robot will configure either with client ID or machine key, so that it will be managed by orchestrator, not by the user who is already logged in over here. So what we have to do, either we have to take the client ID or machine key from the system, and we can go ahead with this. Now what we can do, as per our the particular connection type which one we have, we can proceed with that. So I will come to you in another video how we can generate client ID or machine key. But for this video, we will go with the existing one which you already would have received from support team or production team for your organization. So now you will go to with the machine key or client key as client ID as per your available data. So I will go with the machine key. So for machine key, here will be coming the machine name, which will be the existing VM name. If you cannot edit this particular machine name, just you can cross verify with your VM. So now in this orchestrator URL, what you have to give. So in orchestrator URL, so the URL which or the particular orchestrator you have opened. So what you have to do, just you have to copy the URL till orchestrator underscore and slash. You have to copy this entire URL. You have to paste it into orchestrator URL page. Now what you have to do, the generated machine key, you have to copy from here and you have to paste it in machine key section. So once you done these two fields to be filled, then you can go with connect. Now once I'm clicking on this connect, the status will be showing as connected. So it means I am okay for unattended setup already, and it is also showing sign out option. Now question is like why it is showing connect sign out. So we can do sign out and sign in as per our requirement. It is not mandatory for unattended license, but why it is required? So if you are doing sign out, so you will not be able to access UiPath Studio into your system. So if you are signed in, that means the user account which it will show you. So that particular user, with that particular user, you can logged into the to that particular UiPath Studio, and you can go with. So if we are doing sign out, so you cannot access UiPath Studio, but you can still trigger the bot from orchestrator. So that's the difference. So we okay with this particular unattended setup. So we understood like how we can convert from attended to unattended configuration on the UiPath Studio. So now I will again show you how we can proceed from very basic step MSI how we can do unattended setup with the MSI file. Okay, so now we will going to see how we can install unattended configuration robot through this MSI. To show you, I have installed the current version of UiPath, and again I will going to install the UiPath. So what you have to do, what the MSI file you have to double click on it and you have to install for the particular file. Now once this particular screen will come, you have to do custom this particular recommended for enterprise or advanced user option. Next, you have to click on I accept the term and condition. Then you have to click on configure. So once you done on this particular part, now again it will come install for me or install for all users. Now if you want to install for current user only, so you can go with this. But if your VM is logged in by some other user, they will not be going to see the particular UiPath configuration. So to see for all the users within the particular VM, so we can choose the second option, install for all user. Now we have to click on choose package. So now on this particular option, what you have to do? So as we want to continue with unattended robot setup, so we will click on this, and here we have advanced setting. So we will click on it. So once you are coming this particular part, so here it will be having installation path. So if you want to change the installation path as per your requirement, so you can do that. By default, there will be one particular dedicated path. So I will be okay with that. So now on the below on this particular scroll bar, if you do, so you will going to see install UiPath Studio. So if you want to install along with this unattended robot setup, the UiPath Studio as well, you will click on this install UiPath Studio. Then your UiPath also it will be installed by end of this installation progress. Now you have to click on this extension. So if you want to additional some extension to be there along with this particular unattended robot setup, so you can also install that. And security also you can just cross check once. And if you need something, so you can do that. Now I will click as per my requirement on the install now. So once you will click on install, it will start installing the particular configuration. And if you need some permission, you can allow that and you can proceed with. So it will take some time as per your VM configuration. So we'll wait for that and we'll wait for the particular installation studio to become. While installing progress, it might ask for some this pop-up to install the particular extension Chrome or in your other browser, so you can click on yes. So once the installation will get done, the particular window will look like this, which will come, and we can click on launch UiPath Studio so that UiPath Studio will open. But as per my requirement, what I will going to do will set up the configuration from UiPath State. I will close this particular window over here itself. Now I will go to UiPath Windows search and I will search for UiPath Assistant. So once I'm opening this assistant, it will show you these options. I will exit it. I will increase the window. I will go to preference. We'll click on this particular preference tab over here. Then once this particular window is coming, here we can click on orchestrator settings. So once you are coming to orchestrator setting on the connection type, it will show you connection type of two types, client ID or machine key for your unattended setup. So the one which you want, you can click on that. For my case, I will click on machine key. Now machine name, it will be showing as per your VM name or your VM host name. So you can just cross check once and you can proceed. Now on this particular orchestrator URL, what you have to do, you have to provide the orchestrator URL. So now how we will get orchestrator URL? So now how we will get orchestrator URL? So once you will go visit to your orchestrator for your organization or for your community organization, so you will find here the orchestrator URL. So what you have to do? You have to copy the orchestrator URL till this orchestrator underscore slash. You have to copy the entire URL from here. You will come to assistant again. You will paste the URL into this orchestrator URL. So now I am okay with the orchestrator URL. Now messaging key. So VM to be set up over here. I have already created one messaging template, so that's why I can copy now from here. So I will paste it over here on this messaging key section and I will click on connect. So as you can see over here, it is showing the status as amber. So what does it mean? And it's showing as connected as unattended. So there has two options. One is it is only connected the particular unattended robot into your studio or into your UiPath assistant with connected mode. So it is okay if you are connecting or orchestrated through this particular VM. So you can continue the triggers as you want into your the particular VM or into your system. But if you want to connect UiPath Studio, if you want to open UiPath Studio to look into the code, if you want to see something in your UiPath Studio, you have to do sign in. Then only you will able to connect to Orchestrator in UiPath Studio. So all you have to do, you have to click on sign in so that you can connect the particular user account into Assistant as well as into UiPath Studio. So once you do this sign in, so it will redirect to your this particular assistant page again. So now what it is showing connected. So it is licensed as well. So now the status is showing as green and we can good to go. So as I discussed over here, if it is showing as amber signal and it is showing as connected as unattended, that is also okay. You can still trigger your robot through orchestrator. That will not cause any of the issue. But if you want to connect UiPath Studio, for that reason you have to do sign in additionally. Now you will able to see this sign out option. So you are good to go robot trigger from orchestrator as well as the particular UiPath Studio to be connected. So for this particular session, I will going to close over here. If you have any of the query regarding the session, you can post it into comment section. Thank you for watching.